When the helicopter crew first spotted him, nobody could understand how he was still alive. Hundreds of feet above the canyon floor, a lone climber was stranded on the side of a massive rock wall after falling nearly 50 feet during a dangerous ascent in Nevada's Red Rock Canyon. From a distance, his body looked motionless against the enormous cliff face, while strong desert winds slammed against the canyon walls below him. One mistake had left him trapped in a place where almost nobody could reach him. And as rescuers circled above the canyon, one terrifying question immediately became clear. How do you save someone hanging hundreds of feet above certain death? At first, the climb had looked routine. The man had experience. He had proper gear. The weather conditions seemed manageable. But somewhere high above the canyon floor, everything suddenly went wrong. The climber lost control and fell violently against the rock face, smashing into the canyon wall before finally stopping far below his original position. The impact destroyed parts of his equipment and left him badly injured while suspended in one of the worst places imaginable for a rescue operation. The problem was not just the fall itself, it was where he landed. The climber became stranded roughly 600 feet above the ground in a position so dangerous that even experienced rescuers knew reaching him would be incredibly difficult. There were no roads nearby, no safe trails leading to him, no easy way to climb directly from below. And as the hours passed beneath the brutal Nevada desert sun, the situation became more dangerous by the minute. Emergency crews quickly realized this would not be a normal rescue. This was going to require helicopters, technical rescue teams, rope systems, and officers willing to place themselves directly in danger to reach a complete stranger trapped on the side of a canyon wall. And even then, nothing guaranteed the operation would work. One equipment failure, one wrong movement, one sudden shift in the wind could send rescuers falling into the canyon themselves. As rescue helicopters echoed through the canyon, officers inside studied the impossible terrain below them. Massive rock walls surrounded the injured climber, while unstable wind currents pushed violently through the canyon gaps. Simply landing near him was impossible. The terrain was too dangerous. The angles were too steep, which meant the rescuers would have to do something far more terrifying. Instead of landing near the victim, officers were deployed hundreds of feet above him along the canyon wall itself. Suspended beneath helicopters, rescue personnel descended into one of the most dangerous environments imaginable, while carrying ropes, rescue equipment, and medical supplies. Beneath them stretched an enormous drop capable of killing anyone instantly. And somewhere far below, an injured climber waited alone against the canyon wall. For the rescuers descending into the canyon, every movement mattered. Strong winds slammed against the rock face, while loose debris constantly shifted beneath their boots. Communication echoed unpredictably between the canyon walls. And all the while, the injured climber remained trapped below them with injuries nobody fully understood yet. From above, officers could see that even reaching him would require precision that left absolutely no room for mistakes. Meanwhile, the climber remained stranded in complete isolation high above the canyon floor. Injured, exhausted, and unable to escape on his own, he had no way of knowing whether rescuers would even be able to reach him before darkness arrived. Time was becoming a serious problem. The deeper the operation moved into the evening, the more dangerous every part of the rescue would become. As officers slowly worked their way down the canyon wall, they discovered just how unstable the situation really was. The climber's position made building rescue systems extremely difficult. Certain sections of rock offered almost no reliable anchor points. Loose stones constantly broke away beneath them, and every decision carried enormous risk not only for the victim, but for the rescuers themselves. Then another disturbing detail emerged. The climber's helmet had been heavily damaged during the fall. Rescuers immediately understood what that likely meant. The impact against the canyon wall had been violent enough that without the helmet, the man probably would have died instantly. That realization changed the emotional weight of the entire operation, because now everyone understood just how close this rescue already was to becoming a recovery mission instead. Still, nobody backed away from the mission. Officers continued building rope systems along the canyon wall while coordinating with helicopter crews above them. Every step required discipline, training, and complete trust between the rescue personnel operating high above the ground. In moments like these, courage alone is not enough. Survival depends on teamwork, preparation, and the willingness to stay calm while surrounded by danger. Hour after hour, the operation continued. The Nevada sun slowly began disappearing, while shadows stretched across the canyon walls. Exhaustion started affecting everyone involved. Rescuers hanging from ropes hundreds of feet above the ground fought fatigue while continuing to stabilize the injured climber and prepare a way to move him safely. And with every passing hour, one terrifying reality grew larger. If the rescue failed before nightfall, the entire situation could become even deadlier. Far above the canyon, helicopters continued circling, while rescue teams coordinated every detail of the extraction. From a distance, the operation looked almost unreal. Tiny figures suspended against enormous canyon walls, while aircraft hovered dangerously close to the cliffs. But for the officers involved, there was nothing cinematic about it. Every second demanded total focus because one mistake could kill multiple people instantly. What makes stories like this so powerful is the fact that these officers willingly entered an environment most people would never dare approach. They were not rescuing a fellow officer. They were not saving someone they personally knew. They were risking their lives for a complete stranger because somewhere along the line they accepted a responsibility that goes far beyond ordinary jobs. In moments of crisis, they become the last line standing between life and death. As darkness slowly approached the canyon, the tension reached its highest point. The climber was injured. The rescuers were exhausted. The terrain remained brutally dangerous. And after hours suspended above the canyon floor, everyone involved understood the truth. They were running out of time. Then finally, after nearly 7 exhausting hours suspended above the canyon walls, the rescue teams succeeded. The injured climber was carefully lifted away from the cliff face and brought safely out of the canyon alive. Against impossible terrain, brutal conditions, and overwhelming danger, the officers refused to leave him behind. And somewhere inside that massive Nevada canyon, a man who should not have survived was given another chance at life because complete strangers were willing to risk everything to reach him. Long after the helicopters disappeared from the canyon sky and the rescue operation came to an end, one reality remained impossible to ignore. While most people see impossible situations and walk away, there are still men and women in America willing to descend directly into danger for someone they have never even met. And maybe that is why stories like this continue to resonate so deeply, because they remind people that real heroism is not about recognition or applause. Sometimes it is simply about refusing to leave another human being behind, no matter how impossible the rescue may seem.